Hello, welcome back to DSA Design Series. I hope you're enjoying the series till now, right? So today we are going to solve another interesting problem. The problem is seat reservation manager. Okay, let's read the question. Design a system that manages the reservation state of n seats that are numbered from 1 to n. Okay, so we have to design a system that manages the reservation state of n seats. So there will be n seats labeled from 1 to n, and we have to design a system that will manage all those seats. Okay, so we have to implement this class. In this class, we have three functions: the constructor function, the reserve function, and this unreserved function. So this constructor function will initialize an object. Okay, this constructor function will initialize an object, and that object will manage the seats labeled from 1 to n. So let's say if n is 5, this constructor function will initialize an object. That object will manage seats from 1 to 5. Okay, and all of these seats will be at first will be unreserved. Okay, at first all seats will be unreserved. Okay, let's talk about the reserve function. Out of all the seats we have, let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have these 5 seats, right? This reserve function will reserve the seat with the lowest seat number. Okay, so we have these 5 seats with us, right? So this reserve function will reserve 1. Then if I will call this reserve function one more time, this reserve function will reserve 2. Okay, so basically this reserve function will reserve, out of all the seats we have, this reserve function will reserve the seat with the lowest seat number. Done. Okay, what about this unreserved function? We also have a parameter here, the seat number parameter. So this unreserved function will unreserve the seat with this given seat number. Okay, simple. This unreserved function will unreserve the seat with this given seat number, and of course that seat will be again available. Okay, yeah, this is the class which we have to implement. So now let's go to whiteboard and let's see how we can do this question. Okay, so now we will use this test case to build our answer. Okay, so the first function we have is the constructor function with the parameter 5. So this constructor function will initialize an object, and that object will manage all the seats labeled from 1 to n, and in this case the n is 5, right? So it will initialize an object that will manage the seats from 1 to 5. Okay, so now I have to think of a data structure that can store all the seats labeled from 1 to 5. Correct? Okay, what does reserve function do? This reserve function reserve the seat with the lowest seat number. Correct? Let's combine both the things now. So now I want to think of a data structure that will store all the seats labeled from 1 to n, that will store all the unreserved seats, plus that data structure will help me to find the seat with the lowest seat number. Okay, let's do one thing. Pause the video and think of the data structure that can help you with this. Okay, think of the data structure that can help you with this. Go to the comments, type that data structure, and continue watching the video, and let's see you are right or wrong. Okay, let's see you are right or wrong. So yeah, pause it now. So I'm gonna reveal the data structure. Okay, so if I want to store the seats number from 1 to 5 in some storage, in some data structure, and the data structure will also help me to find the seat with the lowest seat number, then I can only think of one data structure, and that is the priority queue. Okay, I will use min type priority queue. Okay, so let me just create a priority queue. This is, let's say, my priority queue. Okay, so first what I will do, I will store all the values in my priority queue. Done. Okay, now this is what I will do in my constructor function, because in constructor function we initialize an object that will manage all the seats labeled from 1 to n, right? So this is what I will do in my constructor function. I will push all the values from 1 to n in my priority queue. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, let's talk about the reserve function now. This reserve function will reserve the seat with the lowest seat number, and then it will also return that seat number, right? So here what we will do, I will create a variable val. Okay, I will store the top value of this priority queue, which will be the min value among all these elements, right? In that val, so I will store 1 in that val. Then what I will do, I will pop out that 1. because now one is reserved. These all values are unreserved. Okay, now one is reserved. So I will pop out one, and after that, I will simply return val. This is how I can implement my reserve function. Okay, done. Let's move forward. Another reserve function. We will do the same. Create a variable val. Okay, pop out the minimum value, that will be the top value, that is 2. Store that value in the val, return val. Okay, return val, done. Let's move forward. Unreserved. Unreserved what? Unreserved what? There will also be a parameter, right? Unreserved 2. So all the seeds that are currently unreserved are stored in this priority queue, right? So I will simply store 2 also. Done. Okay, now 2 is also unreserved. Now 2 is also available. Okay, done. Let's move forward. Reserve. So what is the minimum value among all these elements? It is 2, right? It is 2. So create a variable val, store the minimum value in that variable val. Okay, pop out this element and return val. Done. Done. Okay, let's move forward. Let's move forward. Reserve done. Again, reserve. Same thing. Take out the minimum value, that is 3. Store it in a variable val and return that variable. Okay, done. Again, reserve. So take out the minimum value, that is 4. Store it in a variable val. Return that variable. Okay, let's move forward. Again, reserve. Take out the minimum value, that is 5. Store it in a variable val. Done. And return. Okay. And at last we have unreserved. Unreserved what? 5. So we will push 5 again in our priority queue. Done. This is how you will implement this class. It was easy, right? It was easy. So now you know how we can do it. Now let's code it, right? Now you know the explanation, let's code it. Okay, so first I have to create a priority queue, min type priority queue. Okay, min priority queue. So priority queue type what? Mint. This is the syntax. Okay, done. Now in this constructor function, what we'll do? We will push all the seeds in our priority queue, right? So we will push all the seeds labeled from 1 to n in our priority queue. Okay, done. In reserve function, what we will do? We will reserve the seed with the lowest seed number, right? So we will create a variable val. The val will store what? Priority queue dot top. Then we will do priority queue dot pop. Then we will simply return val. Okay. Next, void unreserved. Simply push that seed number in our priority queue. Done. It was easy. Okay. That's it. That's it. We have implemented, guys. We have implemented it. Now let's run it and let's see our code is correct or not. It is correct. Let's submit it. Okay, done. Done. So now let's talk about the complexity of this code, right? So we are using a priority queue in which, let's say, we are pushing n elements. So the space complexity will be O of n. Simple, right? What about the time complexity? The time complexity of this custom function will be O of n, right? We are iterating over the whole loop, which runs from 1 to n. So it will be O of n, right? The time complexity of this reserve function will be log of n. Why? Because this pop function works in log of n time complexity. Okay, it's a priority queue, so the pop function in priority queue works in log of n time complexity. Similarly, the push function also run in log of n time complexity in priority queue. So this function will also be, this function time complexity will also be log of n. Both the function will have a log of n time complexity. Constructor function will have O of n time complexity, and the space complexity will also be O of n. Yeah, done. We are done with this question. Okay. So if you really like my explanation, please make sure to like and comment on this videos, because your comment will really motivate me to make better videos. And Thanks for watching and keep putting in the next video drops.